concept of pin, the major piece that comes into play is the bishop. You see, the bishop pins. But when you talk about fork, the most difficult piece to learn is the knight, because the knight, as you have seen earlier, moves in L shape. The knight moves in L shape, 1, 2, 3, isn't it? It goes 2 straight line and side. So in a fork, the major piece that gives the fork is generally the knight. What is a fork? If you look at a fork, a spoon and a fork, you find a metallic structure which has got more than, not just one, but more than one. It can be 2, 3 or 4. So similarly, a fork attacks at least 2 pieces at a time. Look at this knight. This knight can give a fork to the king and the queen. Now, little children, can you tell me which move will you make here that will fork the king and the queen? It's pretty simple, isn't it? You will move the knight to c6. Knight moves in L shape. You will move the knight to c6, and you see the queen is also under attack and the king is also under attack. It's a check, and we know when somebody gives you a check, you have to do 3 things: cut, cover or move away. So the white is giving a check to the black king. He cannot cut the knight, and generally when knight gives a check, you cannot cover also. You see that whenever knight gives a check, you cannot cover because the knight can jump over it. So when knight gives a check, you can only do 2 things. You can either cut or move away. In this position, you cannot cut. The black king has to move away, leaving on prize the queen. See, 1, 2, 3, and the queen is lost. So by using a simple tactical motive of a fork, black wins a major piece. Look at this position. King and queen are in a position where the knight moves 1, 2, 3, gives a check, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, attacks 2 pieces at a time. Black has to respond to the check, leaving the queen to be cut by white. Using tactical motives, you eliminate the opponent pieces. We have seen that in the game of chess, each king has 15 pieces to fight against the enemy king. You have 15 pieces to fight against the enemy king, and if you slowly remove, annihilate, destroy the opponent pieces, the black king will be all alone. And if the black king is all alone, we have already seen how to checkmate with a single queen, how to checkmate with a double rook. We are going to see how to checkmate with a single rook shortly, and we will also see that how to checkmate with a single pawn. Even with a single pawn or 3 pawns, you can win. So it's very, very important that you use this tactical principle and remove the opponent pieces.